Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to some more Hearts of Iron 4 here today on the channel. We're back on our Road to 56 modded Indian Let's Play. This is episode 2. In today's episode, we're going to be continuing on our Western Asian conquest. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like, subscribe if you're new around here with notifications on, let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series and where you'd like me to expand and conquer. So, in the last episode, we dealt with two massive civil wars. We are now currently free India. We've allied ourselves to the Germans, and they're, to be honest, looking a little bit green around the gills. They have managed to pull out the bag of getting rid of the Czechs, but they have opened up the Allied World War in 1938. So we're going to continue our Western offensive. We're going to be going up against the Kingdom of Iraq here today, continuing to conquer and colonize West Asia where we can. We've managed to take out Iran and Afghanistan beforehand, and we've had to deal with numerous civil wars throughout India itself. We are a part of the Axis, so we can call in the Germans and Italians if need be. We'll just see how we go as we're pushing westward. We could maybe go against the Saudis, maybe even the Turks as well. So, we currently have 10 million manpower in our population. We're slowly but surely building up our air force as we have secured the West Asian oil reserves. As we can, we have 15 units in operation, and we'll try and push for most of what we can. As we're pushing westward, we just got to keep an eye on and maintain that potentially old European colonial forces, like the Dutch, like the French and British, could potentially guarantee some of these countries. But overall, they simply just don't have the military, and we keep on securing 25k oil there, which is fantastic. So, we've managed to knock out the Kingdom of Iraq quite quickly. We've taken Baghdad and Mosul for free India. The main objective for this series is to form a free India and a united Asian front. A free and independent Asia. That's the plan, that is. So, it does look a little bit crazy, the way it stretches, landmass wise. Population, we're doing fine, but equipment and rifles and stuff we're operating with, hopefully it can be a bit better. The Chinese United Front seems to be holding on. We could eventually go after them, but the Allied forces are actually holding Tibet there, which is weird. There's British forces there acting and fighting. Okay, it's time to go against the Saudis. We're probably going to have an easier time against them than the Iraqis. Down to the south, Yemen has actually fallen back into the Soviet sphere of influence. The Germans are still holding off the Allied forces, mostly Italians on that border. But let's get stuck into the Saudis here today. They're not aligned, they haven't joined anyone just yet, so we'll war deck them. And hopefully no one gets called in either. These 15 units are now battle hardened throughout the west. Asia, that is. And we should be able to carve up here because we're just hammering through desert here. Very, very flat terrain around their capital. As we're playing a mid-tier to lower faction, we're going to be going down the mobile warfare doctrine. Depending on our military factories, we'll probably try and get mobilized and artillery where we can, and we'll focus on light. That's what I personally like to do, especially when I play as weaker factions and try and change the course of history. United Kingdom declare war upon Yugoslavia. That could be interesting. Drawing the Allies into the Balkans could seriously hamper their campaign. The civil war is still going on for them, and we're still not at war with the Allies. That's the main thing. We're actually going to be opening up a border here between us and the Allies on the Jordanian border. So we should be able to take the capital of Riyadh very shortly. What else can we go through here? We've mostly gone down the German stuff, maybe German aircraft, because we can actually, due to India's focus tree on Road to 56, we can actually bring in other countries, essentially blueprints of stuff. So if we can get the Indians to be operating with German tanks and essentially Luftwaffe, basically the Air Force, that'd be fantastic. They want to call me in, which I'm going to decline. And we've really got them on the back foot here now. And yeah, so let me know in the comments, guys. Feedback and suggestions for the series. We'd like me to expand and conquer. We'll just have to see after we take them out. We could... we're getting... The thing is, right, if we get a little bit stronger, I want a lot more divisions. We might be able to go to war with the Soviet Union. We'll just have to see. Maybe we should go back east. We might be able to knock out war. It's mostly United though, isn't it? We might be able to take out Tibet or something. Turkey's definitely an option as well. It'd be cool if other Commonwealth factions sort of break away, but I seem to be the only one. So we're pushing towards the capital now, and we're flanking around where we can as well. Surely that should be yep, the Saudis have capitulated, and the 4th International has just gone on. Okay, thankfully no one's been called in, and we'll be able to secure those oil fields. So we've probably got 60, 70 oil. Not only do we need it for ourselves, we only need about 20 or 30. We're actually securing the Axis's fuel supply, because we're going to be able to send these convoys to the Germans and Italians. Oh, the Italians got kicked out of Ethiopia, so maybe not. Oh, look at this! The Japanese are actually fighting the Soviets there. Yeah, because they got taken... Whoa, what's this? Venezuela, I guess? They're fighting in South America a bit. Ah, Communist Mexico's come up. Anyway, we're going to be going to war with the Turks here. We have 24 divisions in active service and 1 spare. So we're actually going to be going to war with the Turks. They're currently non-aligned, and we should be able to conquer them. This is probably going to be our hardest challenge, so hopefully I don't bite off more than I can chew. We're in October now, 1938. Free India has declared war upon Turkey, and we'll be able to have our first piece of territory on the cornerstone of Europe if we can take Istanbul. Alright. Yeah, you never know, we might be able to call someone in here for this one. Could call in the Germans. But overall, we outnumber the Turks 2-1. We have 40 million population. That's crazy. The thing I like about India is as long as you can get past the civil war and allied neutrality block, really the world is your oyster, because you don't get a tremendous amount of debuffs like you do with China. You can somehow have like 30 to 40 mil population. That German aircraft's coming in. Now we could go with rocketry. Maybe get some Italian bombers and stuff. That might work. We've already gone down most of the militarism stuff. So maybe going economical for now. Yeah, so apart from China, you're sort of focusing against a aggressive imperialist Japanese, which can be difficult at times. But with India, you get a similar crazy population, because once you have about 5 mil pop, you don't really need much more, to be perfectly honest. But we can throw a lot in. Ah, so Turkey has formed its own faction with Yugoslavia. Ah, okay. And South Africa wants to move troops from my lands. I'm going to decline that because you're in the Allies. Stanley Ball, no, not Stanley Ball. And Neville Chamberlain wants the non-aggression pact. And they want me to. I saw that. That was incredibly cheeky, Mr. Dolph. Germany wants me to join a war against the Soviet Union and the Allies. You can get out of there big time, mate. I'll try and call in some people eventually, but for now, we seem to be winning on the Anatolian border. Oh, Greece just joined the Axis. What? Oh, we've won. It's GG. We've won. I didn't see that coming. That's unbelievable. With the Indian invasion of Turkey, the Greeks wanted to invade Asia Minor. Yeah, well, can I call you in? Oh, you're just at war, so you can't actually be joined in. What? That's so strange. They're not aligned. They're even more democratic than anything. Japan... What? Japan are doing their own thing. Oh, the Japanese Civil War? Oh, no. I've never seen that before. What's happened? Oh, they've gone democratic. What happened to Mr. Hirohito? What happened? Domi arigato, Mr. Robato. Oh, I guess the Chinese... Oh, that's what's happened. Oh, the Chinese United Front has been successful in their war. Korea's now back. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what happens, I think, when they lose mainland Korea. It just got when they lose all their territory on the mainland, they get thrown back. Oh no. So we actually might be fighting a united... I don't think I've seen that in quite some time. Especially for the Let's Plays I do on YouTube. Usually I test campaigns just to make sure the mods are all working and everything works properly. I only play for like 1 or 2 minutes. But sometimes I just never see that. That's so strange. So far what's going on... Looks like the Eastern Japanese-Chinese war isn't really going to plan. And we need to drop some more divisions here. We've got armoured, we've got motorised, and artillery on the way as well. Alright, let's swing those 17 up to the border. Oh, China and Japan have signed a peace. Denmark joins allies. German... Oh no, I think Germany's cooked. Yeah. We might have to leave the Axis. That's why I'm kind of always hesitant to join in. Because we would have been at the mercy of Allied naval invasions galore. It's a little bit cheesy. It's a little bit unethical, not helping them out realistically. But we're trying to focus on the Turks, which we did well pushing over the border initially. But once we bring up some more divisions, we'll be right. We just need the Turks to get a foothold. Sorry, the Greeks to get a foothold in Constantinople. That'd work. We are currently at civilian economy, so we need to change this. My political power's shot up here and I haven't even paid attention. I'd like to go with war economy, so maybe we have to do that as a stopgap. Limited exports, because we actually have a lot of it. We don't need to trade overly too much. And we don't need conscription stuff, because we already got 17 mil. We already got a massive chain of the population serving. Okay. Yeah, so let's call in the Germans and the Italians. I didn't need them, but I think maybe with their navy it might be alright. Looks like the Greeks are getting attacked in Achaia there. They might send some forces up because it's blown out to February 1939 here. I thought I could wrap up the Turks a bit quicker, but they are being quite formidable. Poland seeks Baltic cooperation, so they're forming Mesmors. They are too. Okay, they were nearly better off to join Sada Pact, to be honest. For all intensive purposes, that could have been essentially intermarium. Poland's doing something crazy, but the Germans are still holding on. They're even progressing into France a bit. And we're still dealing with the Turks. So we have 46 divisions in active duty, 669 battalions. We actually have some proper battle-hardened dudes as well. We'll continue to drop down as many of as we can. So here are my templates. They're nothing too crazy just yet. We'll eventually spend and upgrade them. We've got basic artillery, basic motorized, and infantry. We're really going to be relying on German and West Asian rifles, and sort of technology-wise, German jeeps, German tanks, and artillery. That would be ideal if we could get more logistics from them, because they just have the schematics. Okay, what can we go through here? So we're getting German investors in wherever we can. We've also gone down the fascist sort of stuff. This tech tree isn't as big as the Brazilians, but it's not necessarily too bad. We get an additional research slot there. Automotive industry, so that gives us some more civilian factories. Okay. April now, 1939. We're struggling against the Turks a bit. But maybe end of the Spanish Civil War, that might change things. Oh, the Greeks have lost Athens. But the Greeks have taken Istanbul and the Germans are pushing in there now. This is what I was waiting for. So this has definitely been the longest and most protracted war we've had. So now they've swung back over to the other border. Yeah, look at this. They're defending Ankara. There's French troops in there now. Oh, that's it. She's all over Red Rover. Well, I started this war. I probably have more sway in the Axis. I have more of the faction votes, I guess. Yeah, look at this. Ankara is about to fall to the Indian, German, and Greek coalition. Phew, that was a godsend, because this could have blown out to a year war easily. Yeah, they've all swung back to that border. Look, we're probably going to not get Ankara there. So we have 56 units in active duty. Sweet. But to be honest, these guys don't look awfully Indian. Who are commanding my military forces. They don't either look Indian at all. So, oh, Yugoslavia's capitulated. Ah, okay. The Treaty of Niš. So we're going to take all of Turkey. It's because they were in Sadapak. Oh, I wasn't even fighting there. I've got a couple of options here. First of all, I could give it to the Germans or Italians. Ideally, I'd probably puppet it. You know what I could do? We'll take all of Turkey. I'm tempted to get rid of Yugoslavia and basically pick a nationalist faction in Yugoslavia and just give the entirety of it to them to control, and I'll puppet them, and then they can just do whatever they want. Because what usually happens in with the Axis, they always have these crazy Yugoslavian civil wars, and millions of troops die in there, sometimes up to 20 mil. So I think what I'll do is I'll puppet someone in there, and make sure not to declare war upon the Allies, so the Germans and the Italians don't get dragged into the crazy Balkan conflict which happened in the Brazil campaign. So we've got Serbia, Bosnia, Montenegro, Slovenia, Dalmatia, Croatia. Who should control all of it? Look, let's give it to the Serbs. So basically we'll make one nationalist group there. So we'll puppet the Serbs, we'll give them the entirety of what technically would be Yugoslavia, and we'll make them our puppets. We'll bring them over to the Axis side, and that will also keep the Soviets happy somewhat as well. If they see a free and independent Slavic Serbia, right, that'll make them happy, and then the Axis can control them. Sweet. Well, we're gonna probably form up now, and yeah, look at this. Look at Free India. I think, depending on when we replenish, we got 20 million strong. We've united most of West Asia here. From India to the peninsula to Anatolia. I think... Look, you know what? We probably should go to war with the Soviet Union. Mesmor's has done its own thing. So over the Germans that attack that. If we can hit the Soviets before 1940, if we can hit them this year, we're going to be in a massive position, because he might not have gone through his military reforms. Because you definitely need to do that with the Soviets. And the Japanese have been massively subdued. That's crazy. What a crazy series this is going to be. So unfortunately, I've got to end episode 2 here. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of the Hearts of Iron 4 Road to 56 Modded India Let's Play as Free India. We started off as the British Raj, now we're free and independent India. So, crazy scenes what's happening in the Japan. I haven't seen that in quite a long time. It must have been 6-7 playthroughs I've done. I haven't seen Japan lose like that. The Axis is still managing to maintain and hold their position in Europe. There's a little bit of infighting going down in South America, but nothing too crazy. Africa and North America seem quite quiet. But I think that's the play, drawing and neutralizing the Balkans there. So we should go after Stalin in 1939. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series. And if you would like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.